Hello, and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour here on Verbling, we will be learning English vocabulary, which is related to nature and natural areas. Uh, we will first be looking at some basic nouns that describe natural features, cliffs, beach, whatever, basic things. Then we'll move on to some verbs and looking at some phrasing and collocations which we use when we talk about nature and natural areas. By the way, this class will be followed up in the next hour here on Verbling with a discussion class where we'll generally talk about nature and our experience with nature, giving us an opportunity to practice the vocabulary we learn here in this class. Okay, we'll be doing a number of exercises, starting with a mix and match and maybe some fill-in-the-blank type exercises. Students will take turns doing the exercises, and we'll kind of discuss some of the vocabulary as we go along. All right, well, we've got plenty of material, so might as well jump right in. Let me welcome Patricia to the class. Hi, Patricia.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
All right, and Heidi's with us. Hi, Heidi. How are you today?
Hello. Sometimes bubbling required us to sign up the Facebook or something. Yeah, irritating.
It does?
Yeah.
Sign in, you mean?
Sign in, yes.
Yeah, okay. You can sign in with a regular email, too. Email
or Facebook.
I never sign in with Facebook. But I know what you mean because you don't know that they've logged you off. Sometimes I am late starting a class because I don't realize I'm not actually signed in. that happens to me too. I know what I know what you're saying, and I don't know what's going on at first. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah. So if you're having problems, you can't figure it out, make sure you're signed in. Absolutely. Okay. Francisco's also with us. Hi, Francisco. How are you doing?
Hi, teacher. I'm doing well. And you?
Cool. I'm good. I'm good. And today we're going to talk about nature. I'm kind of a nature boy. Myself, I grew up not in the city, but very much in the country, in the mountains. And when I grew up camping and fishing and swimming in waterfalls and hiking and all this kind of thing were what I did. So this is kind of one of my favorite topics. So anyway, let's get started. We're going to start with the basics. We're going to do a little picture mix and match here, talking about the features of a natural area. Okay, we kind of see a panoramic view here on the top, and another different panoramic view here. That is filled with natural features which we see up above here: river, lake, island, waterfall, etc. So we're just going to go through here and look at the pictures and then try to find the corresponding word. All right, so Patricia, picture number 1, what is this a picture of?
The first one is a forest.
Yes, it is. All right, a forest, lots of trees. Can you think of any other words that describe lots of trees?
Woods.
Exactly, good.
Forest, woods. I can't think of these two right now. Forest, woods. Forest and when the woods.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, there's a lot more. I can think of a quick. Well, let's have the others brainstorm with us. Heidi, can you think of any others? Forest, woods.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay,
Francisco,
jungle.
jungle. Okay. Yes, a jungle. Very good. Jungle is a forest that's usually in a tropical area. Great. Francisco, can you think of any others
Related to goods?
related to groups of trees?
Okay, pines, or there are a lot of grass,
Well, grass are
bird,
not
all type of
trees.
animals. Yeah, birds.
Okay, no. I mean other words that actually mean a group of trees.
Uh,
That's what I'm talking about. Basically, all of these words are what are called collective nouns. When I say forest, you think a group of trees, not one tree. So they're kinds of collective nouns. Okay, let me welcome Sam. Hi, Sam. How are you? Sam, are you there? Sam, can you hear me? Maybe she can't hear me. Okay. All right, I can think of a few, and there's like two or three pushing at the back of my mind, on the tip of my tongue, which I cannot remember. But a few that I came up with: thicket, grove, orchard, copse. Okay, a jungle or a forest is a really, really huge group of trees. Woods,
How about the bush?
bush. Okay, yes. Bush can mean one individual plant, like a small tree. It can also mean, like Australians, when they say, right, mate, we're going to take a trip out to the bush. Yeah, then they're talking about, really, they're talking about just a natural area, but perhaps forest, perhaps a mix of forest and grasslands. When they talk about the bush, they just mean a wild area, basically. But yes, it can be used for that. That's true. Okay. Where was I? Okay, a forest or a jungle is a very huge expanse. Woods is generally a smaller area of trees. A thicket or a copse is a very small area of trees. I don't know, 20 trees to 100 trees, something like that. There are other words which I cannot remember which talk about small groups of trees, and that they're just not coming to me. A grove or an orchard are human planted trees to grow fruit. Generally, we use grove to talk about citrus fruits like lemons and oranges, limes, grapefruit, that kind of thing. And generally, we use orchard for more temperate fruit trees such as apples and pears and peaches. But those are obviously man-made forests, if you will, orchards and groves. Okay, let's move on. So Heidi, number 2 here. What is this a picture of?
Waterfall.
Okay, yes. Waterfall, very good. Heidi, what is the largest waterfall that you have ever been to?
Iguas.
Where's that?
I've never been. Iguas.
Where's that? I don't know that.
I've never been to Iguas or Niagara.
Niagara, yeah. Okay. Niagara, famous falls in the United States. Angel Falls in Venezuela. I think that are the Angel Falls are the highest falls in the world, I believe. I might be mistaken. Yeah, I grew up in an area with literally dozens of waterfalls because it was mountainous, and that's where waterfalls happen. Spent a lot of time hanging out near waterfalls when I was younger. All right, Francisco, notice the arrow. What is the arrow pointing to in picture number 3?
Maybe it's pointing to racks.
No, look at the black thing there. It's a little hard to tell.
Yeah.
Imagine that the black.
All right. Yeah, it's a cave.
It's a cave. All right. It's a hole in the
I didn't notice
in the
that.
cliff. Okay, that's it. It's a cave. Francisco, do you know what it's called when you go caving? Another word for caving, when you explore caves and you hike through caves, you're caving, but there's another word. Do you know it? It's kind of a weird word.
Not sure. I don't know.
No? Anybody know the word? No? It's to spelunker. That's your friends with this new word. Spelunker. So if you go spelunkering, you're caving. Yeah. I have no idea the origin of this word. It kind of sounds German to me, but I don't know. I'm totally guessing. But anyway, if you're a spelunkerer, you are a skilled caver. Yeah. Have you ever been spelunkering, Francisco?
Not sure.
Yeah. I've certainly been in cave. Have you ever gone to caves as a tourist attraction? Are there caves that are tourist attractions in your country?
Yeah, there are big
Yeah.
caves, but I haven't been there before.
They're pretty cool. Literally cool. They're quite cold inside, but they're also cool to look at. All right, moving on. Sam, are you here? Are you connected now? Hello, Sam? Sam? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, there we
Yes.
go. Okay.
Hello. Yes. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning. All right. Okay. Sam, what natural feature are we looking at in picture number 4? Notice the arrow.
Okay. It's no. It's like it's a mountain.
No.
No.
Notice the arrow pointing to the sheer rock face.
Sheer rock face. Okay.
What's another word for a sheer rock face, which is, by the way, common. You're a mountain climber. You might
Cliffs.
use this word. Sheer rock face is a cliff. Yes, a cliff.
Yes, cliff.
Okay, absolutely. Have you ever jumped off a cliff?
No, that was not a mountain, but it might be a hill.
Okay.
I don't know when we climb on hill, we can use this cliff or not. But
Well,
yes,
you
but
need
I never climbed.
to climb such a thing. You need ropes and carabiners and equipment. Yeah.
It was very not very huge hill. That was how we can say that, a small one, and yes, and we didn't use a rope,
Okay.
but climb like a monkey. You know how
Right.
monkey climb like that.
All right. A cliff is, of course, very, very steep. Doesn't necessarily have to be 90-degree angle, but it's extremely steep. You can't walk up a cliff. Okay. When I asked you if you've ever jumped off a cliff, I also wanted to introduce the idea that this can be used idiomatically, meaning you take a risk or a chance without any regard for the consequences, or without even knowing what the consequences may be. So you might hear in a conversation, I'm going to jump off a cliff, and say, now is the time to buy Apple stock. You can introduce, and you can use it as a signal phrase to introduce that you're saying something that may be slightly crazy. You don't really know what the outcome is, or you can use it to predicate an action. I'm going to jump off a cliff and buy Apple stock today with all my savings. All right, take a major risk is the idea. Okay, moving on. Number 5, Patricia. What's this we're looking at?
One is, I think, let's see, wait,
That's a hard one.
river, island, waterfall, valley. No, cliff.
I don't know what this
Oh,
is.
cliff.
I'm not sure what this is.
The
Okay.
image.
I think what they're looking at here are these objects below.
Okay, those are rocks.
Those are rocks. Okay. Those are rocks. Okay. All right. What's the difference between stones and rocks?
I think rocks are bigger than stones. No, not necessarily.
Generally, yes. Not
Okay.
necessarily, but generally. And another difference, we generally, like in a river, you'll see stones. They're rounded. They're, shaped by the water. We generally call those stones. And rocks are more jagged, sharp. But generally, you're right. Rocks are bigger than stones normally. Boulders are very, very large rocks. Okay. Pebbles are very, very small rocks. Okay. So. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Boulders and pebbles. Okay. Heidi, number 6. What's this?
River.
Yeah, what's it doing? A common collocation when a river goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Running.
Running, rivers run, yeah, of course. We talk about the water running, meaning it's flowing. I was trying to prompt you to come up with a common collocation, winding river, maybe winding road. That expresses the idea of the going back and forth, left and right, and maybe making big loops around and almost touching itself. And okay, that's winding, a winding river. All right, Francisco, moving on to picture number 7 here.
Number 7, it looks like a valley.
Well, okay, it does look like it's in a valley. What's in the valley? It's surrounded by land on all sides. There's a boat in the middle.
Yes, it could be. It's a
Could
flat
be.
surface.
Well, it's a lake.
Ah, right.
Okay, lakes. Of course, lakes happen in valleys naturally.
Okay.
As water goes downhill, of course, lakes always end up in valleys. But if it's completely surrounded, a big area of water surrounded by land. What's the difference between a lake and a pond?
A lake and a pond?
Yeah, a pond.
Pond.
Pond, definitely.
Ah, right. Yeah, a pond. Well, it could, and a pond is smaller than a lake.
Yep, that's it, generally speaking. Sometimes it's a little confusing. There's no exact dimensions or measurements to define the words. Where I'm from, I've seen a lake that is actually smaller than right next door. There's a place that's named a pond. Also, ponds can be man-made. You can build yourself a fish pond, for example. You really can't build yourself a lake. You will hear man-made lake, but a man-made lake is called a reservoir. Often used to collect water, obviously for human use. So, yeah. All right. Sam, moving on. Picture number 8. What's this? Looks like the ocean coming inland. Sam?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also in the middle. Oh, what's this thing?
Okay. Iceland?
Okay, do not pronounce the S.
Okay,
Island.
island. I forget.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes it's even just called isle, I-S-L-E.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, an isle,
Okay. I.
especially when you're obviously talking about a singular one that's not part of a chain. Sometimes it's referred to as an isle. Deserted isle, desert isle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it's an island. What's this body of water that comes inland? What's this called? It's not on the list.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Do you know what that's called when water comes in a long tongue? Or
Come from. I.
no? Okay, one long arm or tongue or whatever you want to say of water from the ocean going into the land
Mm-hmm.
is an inlet or a bay. Many cities and shipping areas around the world are located in an inlet or a bay because it helps protect from storms. Very common to find human habitation
Mm-hmm.
in an inlet or a bay. Okay.
Okay. So does it mean that a water is a surrounding island, or we can say island?
No. It has nothing. Inlet or bay has nothing to do with an island. It has
Mm-hmm.
everything to do with, well, okay. Let me see here. Okay. It has everything to do with, okay, imagine that all around is ground. This is earth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My arm is water. That's an
Mm-hmm.
inlet or a bay. Down here, my body is the ocean. That's an inlet or a bay. It goes in. The water goes deep inside and is surrounded by land in a large part.
Mm-hmm.
Half or more is surrounded by water. Just water.
Okay.
What's the opposite? What if my arm is the
Mm-hmm.
land and
Uh-huh.
everything blue,
Uh-huh.
coincidentally, is water? What's my arm called?
Yes, island.
No.
No?
It's attached to the mainland. The mainland is down
Okay.
here,
Uh-huh.
but
Okay.
it
Island.
sticks way out
Mm-hmm.
into the water.
Okay. Way out.
Okay, that is a peninsula.
Oh,
Okay,
peninsula.
Florida is a
Mm-hmm.
peninsula. Korea
Uh-huh.
is a peninsula.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Means uh means attached with land.
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, attached with
And
land, and
right.
in the surrounding have water.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. An island is 100% surrounded by water, but
Okay.
a peninsula is 90%, 80%, something
Uh-huh.
like that. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Moving on. Patricia, number 9.
The 9 are mountains.
Sure. Okay. Easy one. What's the difference between a mountain and a hill?
A mountain is larger than a hill.
Obviously. When there are hills leading up to a mountain, like maybe this little guy here, yes, maybe this little guy here, what is that called? Basically a hill which is at the bottom of a mountain. Do you
A
know?
hill at the bottom of a mountain? No, not really.
Okay, that's called a foothill, or there are usually many of them, so we usually hear plural. Foothills, they're at the foot of the mountain. If you're at the bottom of the mountain, you often hear the foot of the mountain. You start a hike at the foot of the mountain.
Okay.
All right? So hills, that generally mountains are kind of lumpy. They're not exact triangles. They're not like Egyptian pyramids. They're kind of lumpy. And those lumps or bumps or hills near the bottom are foothills. So if you live in the foothills, that's what it means. You live in the hills before the mountains. Okay. And Heidi, last one, number 10.
Valley.
is a valley. Okay. Most human habitation happens in valleys. Even people that live in the Himalayas live in the valleys. They don't live on the tops of the mountains. Yeah. Okay, that's it. All right. Okay. Heidi, since I got you here, and that was short. River, stream. A stream is smaller than a river. Do you know any other English words that describe flowing water?
Mm-hmm. Stream, river, and another one. I forgot. Natural.
Sorry?
Natural. For example, like a ditch, no?
Oh, a ditch? Okay, well, yeah, a ditch may have flowing water. A ditch is an indentation in the ground that sometimes has water and sometimes not.
Mm-hmm.
Often man-made, used to drain water. Usually a ditch is man-made.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, here's some others. Okay, a ditch. All right, if I pour water into a ditch, that water may go into a rivulet. A rivulet is like a ditch, except it's natural. Rivulets also, sometimes they have water, sometimes they don't. If you hike in the mountain, you see these areas where clearly when there's a lot of rain, water flows down, but if it's not raining, nothing. It's like a rivulet. A brook is a little bit bigger. A brook usually constantly flows water, but just a small amount of water. All right, you might be able to step over a brook. You definitely could hop across the rocks on a brook. A stream is a little bit bigger. If it's a stream, you may have to hike up a little bit and then hop over on the rocks. All right, but generally you can get across a stream. Maybe you have to wade up to your knees. When you walk in the water, okay, and the water's on your legs, that's wading, to wade, a verb. And then a river is much bigger. A river is going to take a little effort to cross. You might need a bridge. You might need a boat. Okay, so those are different words for flowing water. All right. Okay, hills are lower than mountains. We know that. The Andes, the Himalayas, the Alps, these are called mountain ranges. Sometimes a smaller range is referred to as a chain of mountains. Just like a chain of islands is common. Sometimes you can say a chain of mountains. Generally, a chain of mountains is smaller than what you would refer to as a mountain range. All right, we already talked about forests and woods, so let's just move on here. Okay. We are now going to look at some collocations here. Let's take a look. Match these adjectives and nouns. Okay. Talking about natural features, we have some very strong collocations. Adjectives we usually express with the nouns that describe natural elements. Like I said, winding river earlier. Okay. Let's look at these collocations. Francisco? Thick or dense what?
Thick or dense? Forest.
Very good. What does that mean? A dense forest.
Thick or dense? It could be. It's a forest with lots of trees.
That's it. It's very hard to move through a thick forest. It's very difficult. There's no room to move between the trees. They are very close together. So many of them, and even more importantly, close together. Francisco, what if I say use both of these adjectives for a person? A thick or dense person.
Well, it could be that he's a little fat.
No, actually, no.
No.
I know that is physically, when you think of thick or dense, you think fat, but that's not what it means at all. And that I didn't even, to tell you the truth, I didn't even consider that as an idea because I'm used to the usual English
Okay.
meaning. Thick or dense as a person is somebody who's stupid. There's no
All
other.
right.
There's no other way to say it. Just stupid. Oh my God, he's so dense. I've told him 16 times, turn the knob to the right. He keeps turning it to the left. He is so thick. Somebody who you talk to a million times and they don't get something very simple. Just stupid. That's it. Okay.
Teacher,
Yeah.
yeah, that question. What country is equals forest?
Maybe, maybe not. Backcountry is a lot closer in meaning to the bush, like how Australians talk about the bush. It could include forests, but it may not. It may include grasslands or canyon areas. For example, if you hike out in Utah in the United States, there's no forest, but believe me, there's no human beings for miles and miles. For 100 miles, there's not another human being. But it's all desert. That's the backcountry.
All right.
Good. So very close to the same, similar meaning with bush. Americans would call it the backcountry. Australians would call it the bush.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Sam, what collocates with?
Yes, fertile or arid land.
Yes. Okay, very general land. By the way, you will hear fertile as Sam pronounces it. You may hear fertile.
Fertile, okay.
I've heard both. I think both are acceptable. Okay.
Fertile.
Okay, well, what do these two words mean? What is fertile land?
Yes, fertile land means you can grow anything you want.
Fertile, life, reproducing life. If a man or a woman is fertile, okay, you know they're fertile because they have 20 children. Yeah, all right. Lots of life growing there. Okay, it can refer to human beings as well. All right, what is arid?
Arid means a place where not rain, or we can say that it's dry, or we can't grow. We can't grow a lot of plants due to lack of water or rain or something like that.
That's it. Exactly. An area like a desert. Okay. That's it exactly. All right. Patricia, number 3.
Winding into a mountain path.
Yes. Okay. Like the winding river or the winding road, winding path. Same thing. Actually, you could say mountain river, mountain path, mountain road as well. Okay. Yeah, all right. We already talked about that a bit, so we're going to just move on here. Heidi, number 4.
Steep or gentle hill.
Yes. Okay. What does steep or gentle refer to? What does that mean?
Steep is tall.
Okay. Well, maybe, maybe not. Doesn't necessarily mean tall.
Tall. How can I say it?
Okay.
Like tough? Or...
Okay. Well, it would be tough. Yeah. It refers to the angle at which the hill, zero angle is perfectly flat. 90 degrees is your walls in your house are 90 degrees. A pretty steep hill would be 45 degrees and up. A gentle hill would be like 5-degree climb, 10-degree climb.
Gentle hill means like round shape and soft.
Yeah, it means it's easy to climb up. It means this angle, by the way, is sometimes referred to as degree, as in 90 degrees, 45 degrees, or grade. If you're a truck driver in the United States, you will see signs that describe the grade, how steep the hill is. caution, 10% grade, so that trucks can know they need to test their brakes. They need to make sure everything's in working order. You'll see warnings on United States highways and roads that describe, the signs say grade, whatever, 5% grade, 10% grade, 15% grade, like that. It will describe how steep the climb is, the hill or mountain. Okay, Francisco, sandy or rocky, what?
Sandy or rocky and short.
Okay. What's another word besides shore? Sandy or rocky?
Beach.
Exactly. Just what I was looking for. Exactly. Where you live, are most of the beaches sandy or rocky?
Well, here in Mexico, most of the beaches are sandy.
That's nice. That's nice. Of course, sandy beaches are preferable, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rocky beaches are a little tricky. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. All right. Let's look at more collocations, more adjectives. All right. We've got 6 adjectives above here. Which two, okay, put 2 of the following adjectives with opposite meanings, but they still collocate with the noun here. But they're going to have opposite meanings. All right. So, Sam, which 2 adjectives go with countryside but
Okay.
are opposites?
Or opposite. Okay. Okay. Countryside we use normally. High? No?
No.
No. No. Okay. Okay. Deep?
No.
No. That is only one. The flat.
Flat?
Yeah.
And what's the opposite of flat?
Flat means hilly.
Flat and the opposite is hilly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Flat like a pancake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, actually you hear that analogy very often. Yeah, if you go to the state of Nebraska in the United States, it's flat as a pancake. Flat as a pancake is a very common phrase. Hilly, of course, many hills. So
Countryside. Okay.
contour. Okay, flat or hilly. Okay, flat land. You would hear hilly land, hilly country, hill country. Sometimes you hear hill country. Now you said I don't know, a high or low or whatever. You do hear highlands and lowlands. This refers to an area where it's not mountains, but highlands, there's an area where it's generally of a higher elevation. Okay, and lowlands, obviously the opposite. Lowlands that may include lots of swamps and marsh and obviously it's a valley area. Okay, like that. Okay.
Right.
But they don't go with countryside. They do go with lands, lowlands, highlands. Okay, Patricia, tide.
High and low.
Yeah, this one's obvious. Okay, what does that mean? What is high and low tide?
How do I explain it? When the sea, sometimes if you cross, it happens in some beaches. If you cross to another one and the tide is low, maybe on your way back it will be high.
Yeah, maybe. What causes high tide and low tide? Why do we have high tide and low tide?
Yeah, because of the oh my God, I forgot the name. My goodness, I can't believe it.
Because of what?
Oh goodness, I can't believe it. I forgot a simple word.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you describe it?
God. They say because of the moon.
Thank you. That's it.
I couldn't, the word just slipped my mind, moon. I couldn't.
Okay. Well, you got it. All right. Yeah. All right. Because of the moon, the gravitational pull of the moon pulls the water around the Earth as the moon rotates around the Earth, and it actually creates high and low tides. That's right. The water, and in different areas of the world, the high tide may be higher in one area than another area. Yeah, has to do with gravity, frankly. And yeah, high tide, obviously the water is higher or deeper, and low tide, obviously the water is lower or shallower. Heidi, what co-locates with river?
Deep and shallow.
Okay, correct. All right, deep river. Okay, obviously it has it goes down very far. Shallow river, maybe you can walk across. Okay. All right, let's use the adjectives and collocations. Well, and collocations. The nouns are already here. We should be able to zip through this because we've already discussed.
Hello? Anybody here?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh,
But
thank you.
We can hear you.
yes, yes, hello. I think have internet issue.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was only me.
Hey, guys, just to ask you if these group of classes are going to be only.
This month.
Oh yeah. Oh,
hmm And I think 20th of February will be the last class.
oh my God.
hmm
Okay.
Unfortunately.
It's sad. It's sad because well, I was planning to study
hmm
maybe 2 or 3 more months more.
Yes, but how we can, I don't know, that, that tandem classes is very expensive than this.
Yeah, yeah, for me too.
Mm-hmm.
I can afford them.
Almost.
Yes.
Okay.
What
Maybe.
about the petition? Does anybody know about the petition? What happened?
No, they refused.
Oh,
Yes, and once they have decided, they will not reconsider their decision.
no, no, no. I
Okay.
had a little hope.
Sorry?
I had hope that with the petition, maybe.
Yes, yes, that because once they decided, and I thought the problem was subscriptions. In January, nobody subscribes, and that was the reason they decided they 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 totally uh, stopped group lessons.
Okay. Hmm.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, welcome.
Hello. Well,
Welcome
thank
back.
you. Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
Got lost in the forest there.
Yeah.
I actually, that reminds me of a story I have to share. I once had an employee of mine, one of my subordinates, called me that he could not come to work today because he was lost in the forest. And this was long before the invention of cell phones. So I've actually heard that excuse before. Okay. Anyway, all right. We're going to use the adjectives we just looked at in the following sentences. Francisco should be able to do this pretty quick because we talked about it. All right.
Okay. At low tide, you can walk across the sand to that island.
Yeah, that's really cool when that happens. Have you ever done that? Walked across on the low tide where it's in high tide, it's totally covered.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of
I
neat.
have walked.
Yeah. Okay. Sam, number 10.
Okay. Cycling into work is okay, but cycling home isn't easy. There is a really, there is a really, where is words?
Need some help? Okay.
A hill, we can say up high and low.
No.
No?
I mean, you can, but it's not normal. Not a normal. We don't normally say that.
Okay, wait. Up and hill. Hill is steep or gentle?
Yeah, but okay, if it's difficult to cycle,
Mm-hmm.
which one is it?
There is a really um, steep and gentle. It's not smooth, not smooth because it's steep and
No,
no.
no.
What we should write,
Okay.
or we have to choose from this, or
Yeah,
it's a similar meaning.
there's a
Yes,
really steep hill is the answer.
steep hill.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
there's a really steep
a
hill.
steep hill would have an extreme angle and would be difficult to bicycle or climb.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, you get really sweaty and tired and out of breath very fast because it's steep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that is what we normally say in English. When we talk about a mountain or a hike or a hill or a climb or a walk or a bicycle, we definitely use the word steep 99% of the time. It's a really steep hill or it's a gentle hill, it'll be no problem. So these are very, very strong collocations.
Okay, it's
Okay.
not level, not in level.
No, it's certainly not level. Level we normally describe as flat.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. All right, Patricia, number 11.
We should be able to get across the river. Sorry, we should be able to get across the river here. It's quite shallow.
Mm-hmm. Shallow. It's not deep. We can walk across it. We don't need to swim. Basically, shallow that's what it means. You don't really need to swim. Heidi, how about 12?
Be careful if you if you go swimming here. The water quite deep.
Deep. Yeah. I don't know what difference it makes if it's 2 miles deep or just over your head. You're going to have to swim, and you can drown if you can't swim. So yeah, I don't know what difference it makes how deep the water is really. Either you can swim or you can't.
Or very fast.
Yeah, okay, there you go. That would probably be more dangerous. The water's quite fast. Right, okay, that's another way we describe water in rivers or sometimes the ocean rip tides. They're like a river in the ocean. It pulls you along the shore. It's a rip tide. They're no fun. They're kind of scary. But yeah, okay. Fast would actually make more sense here. You're right. Oh, I've lost my ability to message. Okay. Oh well. Okay. Moving on. Number 13, Francisco.
Okay, the land in this part of the country is very fertile. We can grow anything here.
Yeah, fertile or fertile. One or the other. Right.
Okay.
That's basically the definition. You can grow anything. All right. Sam, 14.
Okay. The Netherlands is incredibly blank. There are hardly any hills at all. Okay. Hardly any hills. Flat?
There you go. Exactly what we just discussed. Right. We would normally say they're incredibly flat. Or, again, very common expression, the Netherlands are flat as a pancake.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Patricia, number 15.
Mushrooms grow best on the floor of dense, damp forests.
That's true. Mushrooms don't like the sun, really. So, of course, a dense or thick forest would block out the sun. Yeah. Okay. Patricia, have you ever eaten wild mushrooms?
Wild? No, I haven't ever eaten wild mushrooms.
Oh, live dangerously.
No way.
I love wild mushrooms. And in fact, that is kind of an outdoors activity. You go mushrooming. Okay? People used to do that where I'm from. They go mushrooming. You go into the forest and you look for and collect mushrooms, chanterelles, oyster mushrooms. Delicious. Kind of a hobby for some people. Yeah. Okay, Heidi, number 16.
The countryside around here is very winding or steep.
The countryside isn't winding. I think the idea is similar to the first one, but we wouldn't say the countryside is steep. A hill or a mountain or a slope. The particular one field or big area of a mountain or hill is a slope. Can be steep. A ski slope is steep, for example. But countryside, the idea that there's many hills or mountains. So
mountain, yes.
mountainous. Yes, it could be mountainous, mountains, or hilly, many hills. Either one, yeah. Mountainous is the adjective to express the idea of many mountains. Okay, the shore is where the land meets the sea, or the side of a lake, or a pond, doesn't matter. We generally call the shore. Okay, Francisco, the shore is where the land meets the sea, or the lake, or a pond. What about a river, where the land meets the river? What is that called? Do you know?
That means the river.
So if you're fishing in the river, you sit on the...
Not sure. I don't remember.
Okay, river bank, or sometimes just bank.
Bank. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, riverbank. Okay. High tide, we say the tide's in. Low tide, we say the tide's out. Yep, well, that's absolutely true. Okay, let's look at some phrasing that we might use to talk about when we're just talking about or describing nature, which, by the way, we're going to be doing in the next class quite a bit of. Never mind phrases in green, because clearly this is black and white. So, okay, so there's three words here. You're picking one, is the idea. Sam, go ahead and read.
Okay. My favorite part of England is Cornwall. There is some absolutely beautiful nature. Absolutely.
Okay, is it beautiful nature? Actually, I'm sorry. Two of these are correct. Nature, countryside, or scenery. One of them is wrong.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I said that
Beautiful,
backwards.
yes. Beautiful nature.
Is
Yes, nature and scenery there.
actually no. This is an extremely common mistake. Is to say, oh,
Natural.
there is beautiful nature there. This is actually totally wrong. We can't use the noun nature like this. Nature is a very much more general concept. It's not used to express a specific area. So this is an extremely common mistake. So there's some beautiful countryside there. There's some
Okay, beautiful.
beautiful scenery there. Okay, but we
Beautiful
cannot.
countryside there.
Yeah, we cannot say there's some beautiful nature there. Beautiful natural area. We tend to use, if we want to talk about a specific area, we use the adjective, natural area. Okay.
Natural area, okay.
Like that would be an okay way to say it. All
All
right.
And when we are saying natural, does it mean that it is an adjective?
Natural, yes, is an adjective. Modifying area, right, which is the way we normally say it. I've heard this way a million times. It's a super common mistake, but it doesn't work that way. The noun doesn't work that way. It's much more general an idea. All right. Patricia, next sentence.
Okay, there's a pretty little fishing village by the sea, okay, on the coast, okay, on the beach, I think is wrong.
On the beach, yeah, you wouldn't actually put a village right on the sand. The beach is really the sandy area, and that would not be very stable. The first storm in your village would wash away, so that doesn't really make sense. Right, by the sea or on the coast is normal. Very good. Heidi, next.
There's a path that goes out of the village to a beautiful 14th century church.
That's fine. And there's one other that's okay as well. You can also say leads out of the village. Yeah, you cannot say follows out of the village. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, well, unfortunately, I've run out of time. Okay, but I'll be back in a minute or two, and we'll talk about our own experiences with natural areas and practice some description. Coming right up. I'll